Stay tuned, and I'm going to show you the most underutilized yet beneficial form of training you should be using in 2025 if you want to be a champion. Now, the most underutilized beneficial form of training is shadowboxing. Shadowboxing is going to help you correct your technique until you're boxing like Floyd Mayweather. Now there's skill development and then there's fitness. Getting fit is all good and well. You can get so strong and fast, but if you don't know how to box, how can you box better? You can't. So when we shadowbox, I'm assuming you really know the basics, you really know your stance, you can really throw punches, you know defensive movements. But when you shadowbox, you need to make sure you're a master of weight distribution. Left leg, right leg. Left leg, right leg. We need to be able to distribute our weight. So when we first start shadowboxing, we're not going to extend our shots. We'll extend the jab, but we're not going to extend our cross. Instead, we're going to just turn. Look, that's a 2. That's a 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we throw our punches, we're going to keep them nice and short and compact. You might pop your jab, but then you're going to just turn and keep it nice and short. Now, the reason why we're doing that is because although you have to extend your arm to land the punch, 90% of the cross really is the rotation. And you want to master that rotation. Because when you master that rotation, all you got to do is pop your shot up to throw the punch. So we're going to keep it nice and short for mastering the rotation. When we're doing a defensive movement, you're not rolling your head. It's your body, it's your hip rotation. So as we're here, we're mastering our weight distribution. But it's moving from one leg to the other. We can do different moves. But that's stage 1. Once you've mastered weight distribution, now we're going to make things a little bit more advanced. Now sometimes you see some boxers like Mike Tyson, and they throw a left hook, left uppercut, or Roy Jones Jr., and he throw several left hooks. More recently, Josh Kelly. But what they're doing is, they're reloading it, they're recoiling it. Now when you do this, when you're recoiling shots, it's a lot more beneficial to do it from your lead hand rather than your rear. So if you're throwing a left hook, the weight to my left leg, I've turned, transferred it, and whipping it around. You see that? My arm is moving now just for my hips. It's just for my hips. And you're going to throw your arm in the correct form and shape. So you're going to punch, whip it around. And it's the same thing for when you're throwing hooks into uppercuts. Throwing the left hook to the body, but now I'm going to recoil and swing it back up. Recoil. You're just recoiling the weight. So the weight's on the left, you transfer it, and you're dipping in and swinging it back around. So now we can transfer the weight from the left leg to right leg to left leg, or left leg to left leg continuously. Once you've mastered this is just the basis. This is just the basis of knowing that you can box. But now to become a champion, we're going to have to learn set piece moves via shadowboxing. Now, when you see Mike Tyson shadowboxing, Mike Tyson is not just throwing random punches like, this ain't shadowboxing. This is just, you're performing, you're just throwing random punches. This is not shadowboxing. Shadowboxing is throwing precise set piece moves. You know exactly what you're doing. You're throwing the 1, 2, the weight's here, you know you're putting them up for a hook, you've rolled under. You know them out for a cross, you've slipped. You're throwing the left hook to the body because it's open. Shadowboxing is precise, it's detailed, you know exactly what you're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to shadowbox and set piece moves. So right now you're in your stance. You're looking in the mirror, making sure that your stance is all good. And you're going to throw a jab cross. 1, 2, roll escape. 1, 2, roll escape. Now you're going to do this for the entire first round. 1, 2, roll escape. But in that first round, we're going to add in a jab to the head and jab to the body. So we're going to do 1, 2. Now you're looking at your opponent, you're looking at him. You see an opening, you're going to throw 1 to the head, 1 to the body. Look, I've slipped. I've taken my head off the vertical line, and I've stepped in with a punch. 1, 2. Now we're back to moving around. I've seen an opening. 1, 2, roll escape. Now we're going to practice this until we master it. Because we understand the weight distribution, we're throwing the punches correctly, we're throwing our defensive techniques correctly, but now we're gonna drill it into our brain how to throw these punches the best way possible for us. So we're gonna practice this. Now round 2 is coming. Round 2, we're gonna do more moves. So round 2, let's add to it. We've got the 1, 1, we've got the 1, 2, roll, but now we're going to work on footwork and timing. So we're in front of our opponent, throwing the 1-1. We're here, we're moving on. Now we're going to step in for a feint. Our opponent reacts. We're going to step back in for 1. So we're attacking the phases. Left, right, left, right. Look, I'm here. In, out, 1. Good. And I'm back here now, boxing. My throw, 1, 2, cross, roll. Good. 1-1. Fake, bang. And we're going to master this for the whole entire second round. We're going to keep drilling it over and over again until we perfect these techniques. Shadowboxing is a rehearsal. We're rehearsing the skills that we're going to use to perform on fight night. You don't want to perform in shadowboxing in the gym. You're performing just throwing fast hand punches. And then on fight night, you haven't rehearsed what you're going to do. You want to rehearse in the gym, perform on fight night. So we've got 2 rounds done. So the jab, 1-2 roll escape, step in bay, step back, step in 1. Now these are basic shots that we're going to be using. I'm going to give you 3 more rounds in which you can do. If you're sure in your style and you're sure in what combinations are going to work well for you, I would advise you to adapt and change these rounds so they're going to better suit you. Now, round 4. So we've got the 1-1. We've got the 1-2 roll step. We've got feint, step back, step in 1. Now we're going to do popping out 1. We're popping out 1. Opponents are going to try jab back. We're going to hold them with long guard for a cross hook. So this is visualization. We're visualizing. We're boxing in front of our opponent. We're touching them. We're prompting them. We're trying to trigger them. And when you see opponents being triggered, we're going to just hold their attack, cross hook, roll, step out. Good. So now, that along with the other combinations, we've still got the 1-1. You can still just do random feints. We've got the jab, cross, roll out. We've got the bait attack, stepping with a 1. Good. Stepping around, stepping away. After every time you attack, you have to end your offense and defense. And that's to do with your weight distribution. So if I've thrown the 2, and my head's going above my foot, I can't distribute my weight. So to distribute your weight, you're going to have to be in the correct stance. So from the 1, 2, I'm going to roll out. From the 1, 2, I'm going to step back. From the 1, 2, long guards. So you're always going to have defense after your offense. Now, although I'm giving you different instructions, you can add to it, change it, manipulate it, which is why I'm trying to teach you how to think rather than teach you what to think. Now we're moving on to round 5. The round 5 is going to be counter-punching again, but from a static position. You're in your guard now. You're throwing your shots. I throw my 1-1. I'm standing there. But my opponent has tried to throw their shot, and they're throwing the left hook. I've caught it, and I've countered and stepped back. I've caught it, and I've countered and spun off. You see that? So now we're flowing. I'm trying to use set piece moves that can create a whole round of boxing. Yeah. Got my 1-1. I'm just moving around, I'm feinting. I got my 1-1, moving around, feinting. I bait him, step back 1. Good. I'm moving around, I'm baiting him. 1-2, roll, good. He's there. You think to set me up? Catch hook. Whoop. I'm here. Round 6, we're gonna add a finishing combination. So we're gonna do touch, 2 to the body, 3 to the head, 2 to the head, roll and escape. So we're in our stance now. We're feinting, we're moving around. 1-1, good. 1, 2, 3, 2, roll and escape. Now from here, I might do 1, 2 again. I might roll. I might throw different combinations. I might throw hooks. You can add stuff to it. Because remember, we've mastered our weight distribution, which is the beautiful thing. You know, if we throw a cross, we can throw a hook. And if we throw a cross, we can throw an uppercut. We know if we throw a cross, we can roll. From here, we can throw any right-handed punch, or we can defend and come to our left. And that's the beautiful thing about knowing weight distribution is you can autonomously behave in said situation. I haven't got to think, oh, how can I defend? I know I can roll. I know I can slip. I know I can move in either direction depending on where I've distributed the weight. Now you're asking, How is this going to make me be a champion? Now, this is going to make you be a champion because it's going to enable you to rehearse your skills and increase your fluidity in executing them. The more fluid you are when you execute a combination, the more likely it is to happen. And that's why I'm rehearsing. So let's just say right now I'm a footwork boxer and I like doing footwork. I need to shadowbox and I need to practice stepping in, stepping out. Stepping in, stepping out. Stepping up, counter up. I'm moving around. And the more you do that and you create set piece moves, the better you're going to be able to master it. Because if you're freestyling, you're not going to have had as many hours practicing that set skill. When you see Floyd Mayweather fight Shea Mosley, and Shea Mosley is a world-class boxer, one of the best boxers of this generation, and he's able to box him and see the shot coming, roll him, and fluidly, easily, and autonomously counterpunch him, that's not because of talent. That's because of skill development. That's because of years of practice. So when you're shadowboxing, you're practicing, you're visualizing your opponent in front of you. You're giving yourself hours in the gym, hours practicing set moves, set skills. So on fight night, you're going to be able to perform them. And that's why I've said you can adapt these rounds based on your style. But based on your style, you're going to come up with different combinations. So I'm a come forward fighter. So a lot of my rounds, a lot of my set piece moves are going to be on defense. Because I'm trying to make my opponent throw a punch. So I'm here, I'm moving my head. You're throwing a jab, I've slipped it. 6, 3, 2, roll out. Good, I'm here. And you're going to practice this. You're going to be popping your jabs. You're moving your head. So I might be slip, 6, 3, 2. I might be slip, 3, 6, 3, 2, roll. And I might have these two combinations that I'm working on. Throw my jabs, I'm throwing my jabs. I can slip to right, slip to left, and throw my combination. On fight night, or on a spar, and my opponent throws a jab or throws a cross, I'm gonna react. Pa, 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 pa. Because I've done it so many times over and over again in shadowboxing. After all of that, if you haven't understood why shadowboxing is the key that you need to use to unlock the door to boxing greatness in 2025, I'm going to break it down to you even clearer. Floyd Mayweather versus Shea Mosley, both all-time greats. How was he able to just shoulder roll his punch so seamlessly, so easily, so autonomously, and counterpunch him as if he was a joke? It's from years and years of practicing. It's from doing said skill so many times. How is Dimitri Bivol able to fight the most aggressive, strongest current champions in Arthur Beterbiev and catch shots, use his pendulum step, control the ring, dictate the pace? It's because he's done the high guard and he's done a pendulum step and he's done these check hook combinations over and over and over again. You need to practice these techniques over and over again in shadowboxing, implement them in sparring, and then on fight night, you're going to perform and become a champion in 2025.